You know, she's 140 pounds,
Yeah.
St. Bernard. I tried to get her up and I couldn't get her up by myself and she's crying. She's like, you know, when a dog's crying, she couldn't get up and she was trying and her back. They didn't cut them off, huh?
Good. Thank you for being.
What does that say for, it's Rachel and who?
Elon, but I just tried to tell them that they're not doing their presentation this morning, they're doing it Monday. For the dot study, they were gonna do an update and I told them they didn't get on the agenda, so to speak, so.
Well,
We
in
could
general
add-
discussion
Well-
was on there.
I didn't have the Zoom
Okay.
link right on me and I couldn't get in.
Okay, so we'll call this meeting of town down to order. Good morning.
Good one.
And we do have a quorum. So the first thing on our agenda is traffic calming. Would you like to
Yeah.
start?
So we had a public listening session this week about traffic, and we had a wide range of broad discussion. And there were, several family members in town who were saying that they don't feel comfortable walking their kids on Battle Avenue anymore with the pickup trucks zooming around. And so, we've just been really brainstorming about what to do. We did follow up with the sheriff about getting additional coverage in town. And I would say we're exploring seriously increasing the amount of coverage that they would provide. That's one piece of it, and we don't know what that's going to cost yet. But we'd like to ask the school if they would share in the expense of that. I mean, we don't have the number.
Yeah.
The worst number would be like 135 if we wanted to go with 40 hours a week. We don't know if we need to go that far, but we're one side of it, we're looking at that. The other side of it is we did have Derek brought in a senior person from the DOT to a meeting, and they have a whole series of procedures they call traffic calming. Okay, it could mean as simple as striping as many roads as we can, updating stop signs, looking at not speed bumps, but speed tables. And we're working with the DOT to find out exactly where would be most effective. And the other thing that we're working on is, before we make any decisions, we're going to get the speed monitor up and working. But we're not gonna have it like a screen, you got this fast, you went this fast. We're just gonna have it be blank, and it'll basically be tracking how many cars were speeding at this location versus this location. So when we actually start making decisions, okay, I'm just using this hypothetically, they recommend that we put 5 speed tables on Battle Avenue. Again, I'm making this up, I don't know what the answer is gonna be. Assuming those speed tables cost, $3,000 a piece or $4,000 a piece. Again, we really want to have a discussion about, sharing the expense, because it's a town problem, and it's a problem it's connected to the school. So I would say that we're in research mode right now, but I just think it's important that we open up a discussion about that this is going to be expensive no matter what we do. And it's my opinion that we should share the expense.
Okay.
Deputy Sheriff Birch, I got an email from him this morning, again, he was having the first for us by the end of this week, that we would probably share with you, and you can see what your work says. And
Yeah, no, that makes sense, and obviously we want to cooperate on this stuff too. Our students always go back to our students only here 7 months a year, right?
Right.
And even last summer, Battle Avenue was a
Oh,
problem.
no, we're not, I don't want to
Yeah.
point the finger
No,
anywhere.
let's just work
And
together
so,
on this.
and
stuff.
so maybe it's not a 50-50 split,
Yeah.
maybe it's a.
Yeah, I
60-40
think
or
the things we are doing together, like the parking bans and things like that are all working, you know,
Yeah.
so, I think I'm starting to feel our students are back, they were feeling beat up on a little bit in the fall, but it seems to be easing up now. So, we even got a positive email this week, which was nice to be complimenting our students, so that's nice, so. It's nice when you get that stuff too.
They're doing, overall, I think they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
They seem to. On the street when Susan's out of push notification.
Yeah, that's the feedback, Peter's here too from our group, but, the feedback on our side, you guys, if you're a bit more aggressive with your parking bans, we can message the students and get them off the road and keep ahead of the snow.
Okay.
So our students have been paying attention, and that's been working pretty seamlessly.
So what do you guys need? Do you need them to come out?
Yeah, so,
Early or?
yeah, well, we just need to have it happen more often when we have snow. We haven't had one for these last 3 storms. We haven't had a parking ban. And it's-
There have been.
Oh,
Every storm that we've had.
This last one, the last 2 we didn't.
No,
You know what, they
No.
came out early.
no, that's not the case.
Oh.
The confusion is that when it's a day storm, there's no parking ban because it's an overnight parking
Right,
ban.
well, I would suggest that even during a day storm, you institute an overnight parking ban.
And that's, I mean, we don't have that in our traffic
Well,
ordinance right now at this
Right,
point.
and one of the things that Sue has been doing though, is she has said, even though there is not a ban, would you please
Yes,
stay off?
That doesn't work. I'm sorry, just.
Yeah, it's not, I mean,
Okay,
we can lie.
maybe we look
Yeah.
at increasing the ban. So
To
that
just be any snow event.
any snow
Yeah.
event.
That's what I would go with.
But I guess the other issue that's gonna come about that is the people who do have to come into work, where are they supposed to park? Because that's gonna happen, you know, if there is a parking ban.
Last one we did it though, even after the storm, right? Because it was a day storm, but we actually called it because we needed to clean up afterwards.
Well, it was the Sunday,
Right,
I think it
This
was
is
Saturday night into Sunday
past
morning.
Sunday,
or
right,
something.
into
Yeah,
Monday.
and you and I spoke about
Sunday
the
into
Wadsworth
Monday,
Cove
wasn't it?
Road, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, yeah, we did speak about Wadsworth
Yeah.
Cove, and I appreciate you sending. Yeah, because we had some people who do plowing who were saying they couldn't
Yeah.
get plow through Wadsworth Cove.
No, but that's just good communication. That's,
Yeah.
I think your communication is great. I think, you know,
Which we just have to tweak it a little more.
well, it's what our students pay attention to.
Okay,
The band.
okay.
Yeah, the asking nicely is great for everybody else, but unless it's actually, no, you have to.
Well, right now, that was within my power.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my one concern, 'cause we can't do the sidewalk.
Yeah.
The whole on the street.
Yeah,
Our machine is too big for the sidewalks.
Right.
So it really makes some sense.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, okay, thank you,
Yep.
thank you. So moving on, any peer project updates or?
yeah, what are we at? Drilled in, Pete?
14, I think.
14 or 15 have been drilled to completion now. So, the noise is, much less than any of us ever expected.
I have not heard anything.
We're in shock.
Yeah,
Yeah, so positive shock. So when the summer folks are here, it sounds like an air compressor running.
yeah, exactly.
Which I was expecting my gums or my fillings to fall at some level and be on the speed hotline. So it's been much better than anticipated. I've got a piece of the rock that they're drilling into. So that pier isn't gonna go anywhere for 100 years, but it's been, Reed's done a nice job. Peter's group's done a great job. The communication between the town and the Reed and us and Colliers is.
Hey, listen, I don't think this would be any smoother. I mean, for a project this
No.
big.
No, that they've been moving the trucks around nicely. We've got big deliveries and things like that, so I think everything we all agreed to, we're all living up to and exceeding, so. We'll enjoy the conference.
That's okay. Yeah, let's just take it while we got it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll look a gift horse in the mouth.
Do we want to bring up like the discussion we had the other night about our peer project and how
it could tie into their peer, I mean.
Yeah, so we had a Harbor public listening session, the Harbor committee. Consultants that they're working with and about the session and just got feedback from people about what they'd sort of like to see us do. And then as we were talking about it more, we're saying it would probably be a good idea if we do a better job of coordinating with you guys. So that as you're moving to phase 2 or whatever, like that, we're just more coordinated and.
Yep.
And we're kind of playing catch up on our side. So we need to get some things, in place or to talk to you. And we want to share with you anything that we're doing, just to make sure that it doesn't have any kind of negative impact on you.
Yeah.
And so we just need to communicate.
Yeah, to follow up on that, in terms of this summer and the boating season, do you see any work that's happening there on the dock going to affect how boats maneuver in and out of town in summer? I mean, I know the state of Maine's not gonna be here, but I'm just curious in general in terms of barges and equipment, if,
There may be an extra barge or two, because that's, the hope is to start bringing in the power caps.
yeah,
So those will, we're assuming those are gonna come in on barge when they get here.
okay,
So it may be stacked one more, but. we're
Okay.
100% sure.
yeah.
So will we need to have signage or anything down there? to
Contractors
help?
should take care of all of that for us.
Okay,
I said that's
okay.
part of their contract, so.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
And like we saw last, I think it was last fall, with the boats coming in close. They work really well with boats if they're inside of where they should be.
Excellent.
Are we gonna have also have a curtain up there too, Craig?
Yeah, the turbidity curtains, so it's for mud and things like that, so.
Okay.
That'll knock things down. And then, I'm sure we'll have to tweak the lights to the neighbors, for safe navigation of people coming in and out of Castine. But, we'll hear all the Coast Guard rules and all that sort of stuff, but, it's a work in progress, but, and the contractors, it's been great. And I think Colliers and Jake has been good communication with the Harbor Committee and all the other ones, so. So I think as long as we all have such a good open dialogue now, then, it's,
It's really nice. We do.
it
We're all
is.
doing really well, I think.
Yeah. And we'll navigate our hurdles, year and a half from now, we'll start talking about the lighting plan again.
That's right.
But, we're gonna work through that. We've worked it through with the neighbors and we can tweak lights and things like that, so.
And they're still looking at a completion of when?
Oh, it's somewhere in 27.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a long way away.
It's a long way, so we won't be able to tie the ship up there until 26. So.
So we're not gonna guarantee it's gonna be as quiet as it is today.
Yeah,
No, but this has been, it's been pretty remarkable that a project this big and we don't have residents like, this is unacceptable, it's too noisy. I have not had one person say anything to me about the construction.
no, I know, I've been tapping wood every morning on my desk, but, also right now we have no residents, so.
Yeah, we have very
So,
few.
those-
Yeah.
Come June 1st, it'll be a different set of people, but, hopefully they'll just be pleasantly surprised. They can grab their coffee, go look over from Payson and look what's going on, so.
That's right. We will urge them to do so and to be happy.
Yeah.
Bill, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I'm on the harbor committee and we had a meeting Wednesday. And we zoomed in with the engineering firm that's advising us on how we should proceed forward on climate change issues, water rising, storms and all of that stuff. And there's a couple items, and we need to prioritize what we're gonna do. The things we talked about are, when they were here doing their visit, they took some photographs of our sheet pile bulkhead down below the dock there. And it hasn't been tested since 2015 or something like that, so it's due for some testing. And we're just thinking, okay, at the point where we need to do something serious with that bulkhead, will we raise it a few feet? Probably. Will we stick with sheet pile? And that's what I want to ask you guys about. I remember early on, we were seeing engineering plans for the big dock project here. You guys are doing some work on the bulkhead parts of the west side, and it was not a sheet pile bulkhead. It was something kind of new and different to me. Like it's.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's gonna be sheet.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, because we're looking at extending all the way around, the timber, there's that composite timber that goes along the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what they were talking about, do they wanna do that? I guess I continue that didn't work out, so.
I see. That was standard sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. The other question is, there was a thing also right in that same area, some kind of floating wave attenuation thing. As we, we're chasing a trend to modify our own floating system. And we were wondering if our outer float would be heavy concrete year-round wave attenuators, would that do us any good? You might have you might know more about that.
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly get the answer for you, or I assume that your folks would know the answer too, but ours is more just of positioning where it's at and then where it all appears, everything else, and plus the training costs that we have. To work with what, about 50 or 60 boats we're gonna have in there. Yeah, it really was needed there, so a lot of it is based on need. And that was a sort of do we need it, don't we, and yeah, we really kind of felt that we did need it.
Well, the storms last year, you had a great wave attenuator.
We did,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
big building too, was shit, yeah.
I was gonna have a wind wave generator there.
You get your own shit and just park it in front of our dock.
Yeah, you really don't wish that. Well, you don't wish that. Careful what you wish for.
All right, well, thanks.
Yes, but yeah, I mean, that's certainly, what we've devoted certainly gonna help with our loss that we have, so. Maybe it doesn't matter that, especially yours.
We're looking into it.
Yeah, I think it's well.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I have just one more comment about the possible police enforcement. So when we make our recommendation for how much police we want to increase, we've got the town meeting coming up, and it's a budget. It's going to be a budget item, a line item on the budget. But I'm just, do you think, when does the budget book get printed, Karen?
By the 1st of April,
April.
so I don't know that you would even.
I'm just want, I mean, I guess I'm thinking ahead, I'm saying that, I'm just throwing out a number, we agree on 75,000. And we want to do 37 and we ask you to do 37. Is there any way we could get an answer from you before the budget book gets printed? Because I think it'll be.
I have to have my budget in really by April 1st.
And we do have a certain amount that we put in there for law enforcement purposes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just saying that if we go to a town meeting, if we say, listen, we have the cooperative arrangement with MMA. We're doing this for the common good of the community, we're sharing the expenses, I think that'll be much more palatable to the residents if we're all working on that financially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay, we're trying to get our budget done.
Okay.
And
So Roberta, I
blessed
think
by
we
the
need
May
to
board meeting.
next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, just other general discussion.
I think the only other big thing is we're going out for bid for our facilities master plan. So we're taking a really top-down look at all every building we have on campus.
That's a big project.
It's a big project, long overdue, but we're trying to look at using the existing space and getting the most bang for our buck out of it. Our student level was with Curtis Hall being a quarter taken out, we're going in different areas, putting our students, and we're trying to keep as many on campus as we can. But Curtis Hall is really an Achilles heel. It's our really only dormitory outside of the commons. So, but we're taking a good look at what we've got. We've got several buildings that are near life's end. Yeah, and we've got to take a look at those. And I think as we look further down on the waterfront, there's some things we can do in the town with the town and things like that. One of my goals is to decarbonize the waterfront by 27. So getting the oil tank out and things like that, but we're going to do some test runs on some different equipment and see if that's feasible. And so as we live in temperatures like this, if you had an air source heat pump, it wouldn't be doable. You'd freeze to death. So we're exploring our options. But
Have you guys figured out what you're gonna do with Andrews Hall yet? I know that people talk about removing that,
That
they
is-
talked about a conference center type thing down there, maybe one day.
So that's why we're doing
Things like that,
facilities master
right.
plan.
Yeah.
That building's got a bullseye on it.
Because.
But it's our only marine science building that has saltwater tanks and things like that,
Right.
but yeah, no, that's been on the bullseye list for a long time.
So as you're doing this master plan, I mean, this is just out of the box thinking, we want to encourage more businesses to come to town. We're really stuck down there because we've got one landlord that owns the bulk of, the key buildings. If there was ever a way that a building could be built that could be rented to, I mean, I don't know what you're thinking down by the waterfront, but like if there was a way to create some commercial space down there, it would be really helpful. We're gonna be interviewing this economic and community development manager soon. And it would be great to, one of the issues is to create more viable businesses in town. So just, put that in your hat somewhere, that if there's any opportunity to create some retail.
Yeah.
That person will ask for a meeting.
Yeah, no,
with your
I-
leadership.
here's wide open on that. That's, I mean, to be honest, that's what I thought, that white, if we could have saved that white building, could have made like a little Poden museum on the first floor. It
Exactly.
was just unsavable.
Yeah. So is there any thought to build something else there or?
No, not right now.
Yeah.
We're under some fiscal constraints.
No.
Yeah, so probably a stairwell is the closest thing we
Don't
can
know
think of.
anything
at this
about
point.
that, do we?
So
Rebecca?
on that note, if there were, if when we hire this person, if there was, either seed money or some grant money to revitalize, a small town district. If we found money to, like, it's just hypothetically, we wanted to build another building where the white building was, if we found some creative.
It's almost gonna be impossible because one of the spaces is gonna be used for waterfront.
Okay.
Generators and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I'm just thinking outside the box, that
Yeah.
if there's property and.
The Andrews
issue-
building is really the top notch.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, you could build an area for picnic tables or something like
Yeah.
that, but again, the pacing, we've fixed up pace a little bit more on the top. We already got 5 picnic tables up there. People will take advantage of it. But Andrews, that's, I think, definitely
Yeah.
a public-private partnership.
oh, the other thing that was interesting is then on graduation weekend, we had a food truck. Apply to be here all weekend.
Mhm.
So we'll have some other food, well, some other, at least one food option on graduation weekend.
Yeah, no, and that the food trucks have worked for us as well. It worked at homecoming, and we're hosting senior banquet this year in Castine.
Oh,
It's
really?
always been in Bangor, the Cross Center. So we're bringing that home, getting our kids off the road. So we're trying to
Will
do,
that be in the main dining room?
no, that's gonna be in the APS building.
Oh, cool.
Yep, so it would be a 3-level casino, things like that. So, so doing those things to get things more inclusive. Even the night before, we talked about doing a cookout with the
Yeah.
seniors and the parents.
Is there, has there ever been cross pollination where when you have an event, we invite, well, I mean, could there be an event that like we participate in, like a town?
Well,
MMA event?
homecoming's the most obvious one.
Okay,
So we did that, and we had a lot of townsfolk there,
Okay.
and that was fun,
oh yeah, I was there.
even by my standard, yeah. And, I think we get some of those things down together. And that's the good stuff. I mean, I wish we were doing, we have another one down in Portland this spring. We'll get the
I was just gonna ask
Yeah.
Thompson Point.
Thompson Point, we have Motor Booty affair, so.
And one other thought, the recreation committee
Mhm.
is gonna do some movies. And I still think back to the day when you did the movie on the South.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so cool.
We did the Bowden one a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was pretty neat.
Yeah, if there was ever a way to coordinate a town movie night with the Bowden. That would be totally cool.
Yeah, well, we did the nice thing, was summer before last too, they did the, Harry S. Truman, play.
Yeah,
That was neat, Delano's there too, I mean, we used to have summer stock, we think You remember Goody Bee when she was running around doing the summer, they had all the theater programs up there. It's a shame those things have died off. They're probably because of COVID, but and you think of the things that the town and the school used to do together.
Well, you know, we're gonna have this new person,
Yeah.
you know, and so we'll have someone who's really dedicated and creating, part of their job will be creating interesting events.
Yeah.
Well, and I know that you guys have been very gracious to work with the Arts Association on their upcoming film festival this fall, and that it's very gracious, and so I think it's Delaware that they're using.
Yeah, yeah. We got the EGMA folks coming here. And we have a tentative award with Portsmouth Naval Shipyard to have 2 cadres here this summer. So foreseeably, we'll have 2 groups of 60 students from May, June, and then July, August. So that was great. Those kids were great lad, well, kids, they were 18 to 60.
Right.
Those students were great, and we can continue it.
Fantastic.
But that keeps our dining hall open all summer too. It just opens up opportunities for others. I have seen a lot more townsfolk eating, coming for lunch once in a while or a dinner, and occasionally it's nice. That's what it's there for. So it's,
I think Derek's been there a few
I
times.
just saw
Yeah,
it
I just
yesterday.
thought yeah, and
You know, Julie and I have been talking about maybe today's gonna be the day.
I think it's fantastic.
Yep.
Beck, you mentioned decarbonizing the waterfront.
Yep.
Looking at heat pumps. If an air source heat pump won't work, you might look at a seawater source heat pump.
That's exactly what
We have a local expert here on that, right over there.
Oh, it is not me, it is my husband.
oh,
They own one.
yeah, okay, so yeah, we got we got a big maritime alum who sells them, and the big ones, the industrials.
There is heat in the water thing.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Lot less electricity.
And the water's conveniently moving ever closer to something.
Yeah, exactly. That was, and it was a good supply.
Every 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you can call Bruce if you need to, but.
Yep.
Probably have people. Is there anything else that we can do to help you, or to help communication with students, or to help students feel more welcome, or?
I think doing a good job, and we had more adoptees this year out in town. We've got a lot of students, that program's tripled in the last year or so, so that's, the more of our students that have been adopted by townsfolk is, it really just creates, it keeps an easier message. The turnover with TNC has been good, our students.
I heard there's a bunch of them are going to get jobs here already.
Yep, so, and those are nice, the people running there are nice, and our students I see snow's opening up, so you'll see little pockets of our kids going in there, so. No, I think that students in general are feeling more, and we have more of them living in town now than ever before too, but we only have really freshmen and sophomores in the dorms for the most part, some juniors. So it's kind of a different demographic now.
One thing that we've hired a really nice student to help us around the house. And I mentioned it to a couple of our neighbors that people got this young, and people are like, wow, I'd like to do it too. So I think it would be great if we could post, is there a job board at the school?
There is, yeah, and that was one of the things the students wanted, so there is a job board, so.
Because people are, since it's so hard to get people to do odd jobs around your house, and a lot of students are really handy.
Yeah. I'll get you the contact list for that, because the students just created that for internal jobs too in school.
And that does 2 things. One, it helps the residents, and the added benefit it is, like, we just love having this kid come to the house. I mean, he is just the most, I mean, we really look forward to him coming.
Yeah. I forget the number, I know, I think we've got 350 student workers. It's a huge number, like a third of our students are student workers. So.
Yeah, that'd be great, if you could get us that, maybe we can put it on the website.
Put it on the website. Yeah.
Share it with the town.
Yeah.
We can make a little.
Yeah, well, yeah, I remember when I was there, I used to cut wood for the brew yards, and then none of us wanted to work for Captain Giles because his house, I was going out of town, it's too cold, that big thing out there, wind just whips across there. He was a tough guy too. So,
Well, all we have, if you don't have anything else, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Move that we adjourn.
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.